My name is Kathy B. This is step number one. I'm going to do a screen share so that I can show you how to work with me, Kathy B, and teach you how to build your dream team. And with step number one, we're going to go into deep and get you prepared not only mentally and spiritually, find out where your strengths are. I want to prepare you in this lesson one on being able to work with me and with any other project is getting you prepared so you can do the best job with what you have. We're going to start out with your bullseye because we need to get you mentally prepared to do any work. This will help you across the board in any and everything that you do. So we're going to start off with the circle. I'm going to start off with getting a notebook. I always use, you guys, a notebook to keep all of my notes, written sheets, in a notebook. And as you can see, the 3-ring notebook. This way you can save things on your computer as well. But if you have them in a notebook, then you're more apt to grab that book. I have an entire shelf full of books with all kind of lessons and everything in them. So that if I need to look up something, I just grab another book and there it is. So you can do that to just stay organized. Very important to stay organized. Now, as you see in the middle of the page, I want you to get a blank sheet of paper, and then I want you to draw circles around it. And you're going to make 8 circles. You're going to have 8 circles. And in the middle, you're going to be writing in these circles. Okay, so you can pause at any time too, so you can make this happen. So you've got your 8 circles going on here. In these circles, in the very middle, you're going to put you, and then your family, friends, church, or where you worship, or where you communicate, and spiritual, anything spiritual that you do. That's next. Community, club. Those are your friends that you communicate with, that you have special events and things like that with, whether you're like a Rotary or, it could be those kind of clubs, or Seroptimus, or even if you're volunteering, it'd be that kind of a thing as well. And the next one is your acquaintances. And these are people that you've met at work, or you've met that slightly know them, but not real well. And the next circle is nation, wherever you live. I happen to live in the United States. And then we have the world, the entire world. Now, as you see, the further that circle gets away from you, the middle, because you're right in the middle, then the broader it gets: family, friends, church. And there's going to be times where you're going to need to concentrate on you. You have this circle where now. You make your decisions on what affects you. Next out, the family. Take care of that family, your family members. They're your next group. See, you're in there first, because if you're not strong enough, if you're not taken care of, how are you going to take care of your family? Oh, you and family, then friends, then the place that you worship, then your community and your clubs, then the acquaintances. See how further out it gets? And the further this gets away from you being the center, the less time you need to spend with these other things that are going on in your life. Especially when you get to the nation, we cannot, unless you are the president or you are in that position of senator or representative, then we're not making any major decisions here. We can care, we can vote, but for us to get daily wrapped up into national events, that's not helping anybody. And that's what I'm saying here. You need to not focus on these, and then you have your world. Yes, world events, we need to know what's going on. But there are people that every day they listen to the news 24/7. They're on the internet. They're being upset. They're letting things just get to them. And it's taking away from you in the center. It's making you sicker. And you're doing it to yourself. So keeping this in mind, you've made your own circle and put it here just so you can know that, okay, the further this is further away, I don't need to concentrate on this. I need to get back into you, just yourself, your family, your friends, church. So I want to get that point across. That's that attitude you have to have in order to grow. If you concentrate too much out here, unless this is your job, this is what you're paid to do, then, and you can't make the decisions that these people who are paid to do can make these decisions. So if you get stuck there, then it's hard to get back to what really matters. Next one you see is, I believe we all have a God-given gift, which is a project, product, or program. And I believe at birth we're given this gift. And it's up to us to do something with this gift. So you might want to write down what your project, product, or program, what you're really good at, what you're passionate about, the things that not only you're passionate about, but it helps other people and it makes you money. But you can sell it. People will buy this product, program, or project. And you're given the seed. I believe this. Now, it takes discipline and a routine. If you don't honor your time, no one else will either. If you give your time away to somebody else freely, they own you. So make up your mind. You're going to become disciplined and get yourself into a routine. I want to help you out with that to show you how to do that. I use a timesheet. I'll show you. Here's mine. Same thing as you're seeing right there. It's a timesheet. And this timesheet, I'm able to schedule my day. I can see the entire week. I love it. I just start my week on Sunday. Keeping organized helps you to grow. And I use this, as you see this, the Do the Dream time management system. I use it as a lead magnet. Actually teach people in this how to best utilize their timesheets. You see, we've got the ultimate goals, main strategies, tactics. Project your week. Like if your week was as good as it could be, what would that look like? And I type mine in. So I just make a copy and then I type all the information in. Or I even have my month here, my notes, and what I'm going to be doing. And then I hang it up in my office so that I can be aware of what's on my schedule so I don't miss anything. And this is a way that I can get some things accomplished. I'm available. I'm here for you. I'm letting you know this really and truly works, especially when you're juggling various projects and you want to see your entire week at one time. This is my system and I'm happy to share it with you. So next up, what are you producing? The world needs to know. So we've talked about your passion, what you're good at, the seed. I have this sheet that I developed so that I could take a look at, I think of how we're producing our projects and our product or our programs. You can see where it says, begin with the end in mind. This is one of the second habits of Stephen Covey's book, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. And that was the second habit. is to begin with the end in mind. And as you can see, this is the very end, is the actual show. So if you've ever done a musical, or you've ever been in a musical or in a project, then you've got all this preparation things you do here, all preparation time for this final moment here. We begin with this because this is your product or your presentation. This is what you're presenting to this audience. So you want to ask yourself, who's in the audience? Who's going to be in that audience watching this presentation you have of your product, project, or program? The red carpet. What's the one things that you do? What do you look like walking on that red carpet the night of the actual presentation? Who are the VIPs that are going to be a part of this project and product that you're having at this main presentation that you're doing your product? So as you keeping that in mind of what your end is going to be, that makes these steps a lot easier. Is it's like, okay, so this was the VIP. What happened right before that? You had to have everything prepared, everything done. And then you've got to write these steps out, all the things that you could do in order to make this particular presentation evening happen. Your final ta-da happen. So you have all these different steps and you fill them in. You're going to produce your dream. I'll give you an example. I am a musical playwright, and I have a musical called The Tin Can. And The Tin Can is about the homeless meets the corporate world. So here, if we were going to produce it as a play, then we would start, we know the title is The Tin Can. And then we would start down here with who would be in that audience. Would it be kids primarily? Would it be all adults? Would it have a mixture of kids and adults, school kids, community theater people? This would be a mixture of all of them. And then you've got your cast members that are already rehearsed and everything, and they got all their costumes and things like that, and they're on this stage. You could just take a picture perfect of what's going on. And then you've got VIPs that'll need to be there because they need to, and celebrities because they're going to walk that red carpet. So that's going to be who's on your red carpet. It's just like going backwards in a film, taking it backwards. And then you have to, right here, you're going to make sure you get everybody invited and everybody knows about it. And that final calls and your final rehearsals with your group so they know what they're going to be saying and doing. I know a lady, she produces events. And because she's so good at producing her events, which means she provides a lot of value for everybody, I just hear her name and I'm going, oh, yeah, I'm going to her event. There's just a lot of value. And you meet people who she attracts people you want to be around. So it's very, very, very worthwhile. Now, why am I sharing with you? See, I believe that it's not only who you know, it's how well we all work together. So I'm teaching people how to work together, how to collaborate, how to joint venture, how to do cross promotions. Because when we work together, then we increase our value and we increase our numbers. So this is what this exercise is. It's to teach you, now first coming with your product, what you have to offer, and how to strengthen your offer so that when we put it together, the project we're doing, then we both can help each other to grow our email list, to grow our tribes, to call tribes, audiences, because that's where the money is. And also, I find out who you are and what you do, so when I can make a phone call and say, I'm doing this, and I know your strengths are this. So this is the first part. We want you to get strong and very knowledgeable about who you are and what you do and what your product and project or program can do in order to help other people so that we can join together and we can network. People helping people marketing is what I call it. It's a powerful system because we have learned that word of mouth recommendations are the best ways to sell products. In order to make an offer, you must be knowledgeable about the product. People must know, like, and trust the seller, and they have to feel good about your recommendations. And then I say, I want you to JV with me, Kathy B. We're going to be doing projects because I love showbiz. And to me, when I'm producing events, even if it's a joint venture gift giveaway, there's many of these projects we're going to do, even if it's a joint venture speaker project, even if it's a live event or online event that's on Zoom. I love doing these projects and combining all of these things and adding value to our audiences. And then getting paid for what we do so that we can grow and offer more to other people. But you got to grow who you are. Got to be monetized so that you can do it again and do it again. If you don't get paid, then unless, again, I've said this before, unless you are independently wealthy and this is your hobby, but you still, even if it's your hobby and you want to work with me, I want you to still know this so that when we do work together, then I know who my partner is. Partners, because we're looking for a dream team. And I can help you build your dream team as well. So how does it work? This is just slightly because number 2, when we go into the second part of this, second lesson, then we're going to go into this deeper, where you have your product and your project or your program. This is your gift. And then you have your customers that buy from you and your email list. If you don't have one, we're going to show you how to do that and get that going. And then basically we can JV with our system through the system because we'll set you up, show you how to do a lead magnet and a lead page so that you can your offer can be seen by people. These are potential customers or your customers or my customers. But there's a lead magnet, a system. Then I know how to do all of this. This is the way to build up who you are, your email and all of that. I like to take another step. And the other step is to show, tell, market, and sell. I love to do the interviews. So there's a section there where we will be interviewing you about your product. And I'll have specific questions that I'll ask you so that it will allow not only me, who's going to be your JV partner, but also the customers get to know you because we have this footage on you and doing this interview that pertains to them getting to know the value that you are offering. And then we can reap, sow, and grow our email. This is what the whole thing is about, so that you can make money from what you're doing, so that you already love it, you want to do this, and now let's make money so that we can repeat it. Yeah, my name is Kathy B, and I'm looking forward to step number 2 to work with you. This is people helping people. The power of it, very powerful. And we're building dream teams of entrepreneurs, collaborating for prosperity and harmony, joint venture, and multimedia cross promotions. So I will see you on step 2.